Welcome to Legacy and Leadership with David McKean. In my 20 plus years in the business world, I have noticed a common theme amongst all my clients. They're phenomenal leaders who are concerned about leaving a legacy in three main areas: community, family, and financial. So join me as we talk to proven leaders in their fields about their best practices regarding legacy and leadership. I don't want to put words in your mouth, so please correct me, but it sounds like there was a point in your life, perhaps in the recent past, where you really made a pivot from success to significance and or legacy, right? I mean, is that another way of saying it?
Yeah, it's not the place that I can't retire.
Sure.
I would love to be in that place,
understand.
but I could say, I just all want it to be about significance.
Right.
But is it about opportunity?
Yeah.
It's about opportunity. So,
sure.
But yeah, the significance that I want to create with the things that we're building now at Hatch is a driving motivation.
Yeah.
To create meaningful stuff that lasts a long time, that moves people into the future.
Right. Well, and I think part of that is for those that are reflective, right? That if we realize that we're not going to be here forever, right? That this skin wears out and we won't be here, and so that for me personally, that has changed my thinking, right? How can I improve the next generation? How can I give back in different ways? And it sounds like that's what you're doing in a very meaningful way.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, fantastic. So talk a little bit more about some of these founders and some of the innovation and perhaps how AI is moving in that and how you're leading these founders, because from my very, very naive perspective, it seems that these founders at times are, for lack of a better word, a little wild in that they don't want to be controlled. I mean, you kind of alluded to that, right? That you came out of the corporate world because you didn't quite fit the mold, right? And yet at the same time here you're trying to help them along, right? And maybe some of them or us don't fit the mold in that regard. Can you maybe talk about how you lead them through that?
Well, one of the things in technology is it's forever changing.
Yep.
And so I think the honesty in this world is,
I love
it, in the technological space is
the best.
Yeah. Has that solution been created? And if it's been created, I need to tell them before they go down the road. Because so many times in my businesses, I wish someone would have stopped me and said, hey, you're going down a road that's already been paved.
Yeah.
Just take the paved road.
Right.
And so as someone that's building future technology, am I leading them down the road that has already been done, and can I direct them on an easy?
Okay.
And I wish people would, and I don't think you can do that with you doing, what you do. If someone would have told you what to do earlier, you probably wouldn't listen.
Right. Right.
And me neither. I've not been the guy that learned from other people's mistakes.
Sure, yeah, ever. Make them yourself.
I've had to make them myself.
Right.
But if I can save one person, money or time,
right,
or save them from hardship in some way,
heartache.
That's what I want.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
And so I think when we look at what leading means in the space of leading others and leading the next generation, is how do we help them understand life as it is right now, and then what it's going to be in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to shift a little bit towards AI, and then we'll come back to your podcast that you're doing. AI has become the buzzword from many different perspectives, right? From an economic perspective, from an investment perspective, so on and so forth. And yet there seems to be a subset of our community that's very skeptical of it and very perhaps afraid of it. Can you maybe speak to that group of the community as it relates to AI and kind of give your thoughts on that?
I've always been an early adopter.
Yeah, it sure sounds like it.
Of technology, but most people aren't. And I think a lot of this, the worry around AI is one, the Southern culture. I think that has led us into thinking that it is, the devil or whatever people think it is, and I've never been one that bought those. I think technological tools are there to be used. I know this, that it aids me every day in the process. And it's going to open up things for people. I'm not one that thinks it's going to take jobs.
Okay.
I think it's going to create new ones.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be our responsibility to adopt the new technologies that are out so that we can understand how we fit in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
How do we, as I'm 49 years old, how do I, as a 49-year-old, implement new technologies that are coming out that makes my job easier and keeps me relevant in the marketplace? And I think that is the trepidation most people have. They feel that they don't feel that they're relevant, or that it's going to somehow diminish the relevance of what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
And I would say that it's going to enhance the relevance that you have with the knowledge that you have. Just learn to use the new tool.
Yeah, and you're certainly in the field a lot more and have your fingers in the dirt. But from my perspective, I agree with you wholeheartedly. And because quite frankly, I think that if you look at history, ever since the printing press was invented, people have always been scared of this technology and scared of how it's going to put people out of work or take them out of a job. But when we look at it, particularly for those who, to your point, embrace this technology and try to make it additive to them in the workplace or socially or personally or whatever, it increases productivity over time, decreases cost, and up to this point, largely enhances quality of life.
Definitely so.
Right? I mean, whether it's the printing press or the cotton gin or air conditioning, all these different things, the internet, right? The personal computer, the iPhone. I mean, all of these things. At one point, people said, "Oh, I'm going to be out of a job," and I think in some ways that's true if you don't embrace it, right? But again, it's additive by and large.
This is the tool in the bag that encompasses all of those things.
Yeah.
It brings all of those technologies together in one place and puts them at our fingertips, why wouldn't we want that?
Yeah. That's fascinating. Any other last comments or thoughts on AI before we move on to?
I think you're going to see it change. What it is now is not what it's going to be.
Okay. Tell me more.
I think you watched the Jetsons.
Oh, yeah.
We always wanted to watch the Jetsons. That's what the world's
doing. Right.
I think this is that AI and the technologies around AI is going to take us beyond what we could ever comprehend with the efficiency that we're about to have.
Wow.
And as a small business owner or an entrepreneur, it's going to give you access to things that no one has ever had at your level before. And so it's going to put us in as business owners, as small business owners, it's going to put us right in competition with people that we never thought we would even be at the same level as.
Interesting.
And so I think as we progress with AI, it's going to give us tools that we never could have imagined.
Yeah. What would you say for somebody that doesn't know where to begin with AI? What would your advice to them be?
One, come to Hatch.
Okay.
And we have the program at Hatch called the Lower Alabama AI.
Okay.
A gentleman by the name of Kai Gray leads that.
Okay.
And he is one of the brightest minds around technology that I've ever been around.
Okay.
and he's helped me a ton see the capacity that I can have and the capacity that I can reach
Okay.
using tools around that have AI. And my next one would be is just start somewhere.
Okay. Just play with it.
Just ask it what you want to know.
Right.
It is the perfect advisor. Meaning, yes, and I know the scarcity of, well, it hallucinates. It
Right.
tells you wrong
Right.
things. Well, you also have to use your brain.
Right. Common sense.
If it tells you, it's just like any other advisor. If it tells you something that don't jive with you,
Yeah.
don't listen.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And so, just play with it.
Play with it. I love it. Spend some time with it.
Find one. Don't use them all.
Right.
Don't go to ChatGPT, Perplexity. Find one. Train it on what you want it to know. Ask it what you want it to know.
Right.
Ask it the questions that you have about it.
Right.
If you have questions about AI, there's no better mechanism to ask than
the AI agent.
AI agent.
That's interesting.
The LLM.
I want to go back and I want to get a little more detail for, quite frankly, myself personally, but also for our audience. You said come to Hatch and meet Kai. I think what you said was his name. Is this a class that y'all offer? Is it a program or what is that?
So the first Friday of every month. At 3:30.
Okay.
A group of AI curious individuals come and they just talk about how they're using it.
Really?
And we'll have experts there that are doing something around the space, and you can check it out. You can come get involved in the community. It's a really great opportunity.
So it's just is it something that you pay for? Is it open to the community?
No, it's totally free to the community.
And that's at the Hatch space, so they can look that up online.
Yep, 314 Magnolia Avenue in Fairhope.
Okay. Okay. And does it last about an hour?
Hour and a half? About hour and a half, and then we have snacks and drinks and you know how nerds are. They just hang out, and so they'll do the class and then they'll hang out after.
So, go grab a adult beverage or dinner or something like that.
And it's right downtown Fairhope. Yeah. So after the class, go and have dinner in Fairhope.
And you said what Friday is that? Is it
the first Friday?
First Friday. Okay. Really, really good. That's we'll be sure and link your company website to check that out, because I'm fascinated by that. I mean, and maybe somebody's already doing it, but I think a multi-million-dollar business idea is to pick a field. Okay, to pick the farming community, for say, just for lack of another example, and train them how AI can revolutionize their business, and then do that for many industries across the world. Because I think that's the big disconnect right now is that people have this shiny new tool, and most of them, all they know how to do is just look at it. They don't know how to apply it in their day-to-day life, and that it's all in the application. Knowledge is one thing, but you got to have the application.
Right, definitely
so. So that's very, very interesting. So, so going back, I mean, obviously the social media space and you pushing through that and delivering content was the podcast that you created, the Overlap podcast. Mm-hmm. Was that just a natural extension that came out of that? Is this something that you've been thinking about, or does it serve a specific purpose?
So a friend of Sid Sexton is the co-host. He owns Sexton Landscape.
Okay.
And he and I are really good friends. We've been friends. We work out together. And one day we were just talking about like the differences of the sectors of business that we are. He's a service business. I'm a very tech-oriented business.
Yep.
More of an idea center. Mm-hmm. And we were like, what if we talked about the different variants, but yet the similarities of running a service business versus a tech company?
Okay. Yep.
And so that's what we did, is how to read a P&L. Like most small founders don't even know how to begin looking at finances.
Right.
They're like, you ask them, what is your financial plan? And they're like, I just hope I make a check next year.
Right.
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 And so we talked about the similarities of the different running our individual business.
Okay. Okay.
And so we did that for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we are on a little break right now. 4 years of producing a show a week is
That's a lot.
pretty heavy.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we wanted to see what, as I moved into to take the role at Hatch, the full-time role at Hatch, and as he's diverting a little bit of what he's doing, we're saying, okay, what kind of content do we want?
Yeah.
But there's 4 years of great data there that you can go listen to and learn about the intricacies of running a small business.
Okay. And there again, that's it sounds like that's in the vein of maybe saving somebody some hardship that y'all have gone through.
And that's why we started it. How do we have both been in business about 20 years.
Yeah.
How do we speak to someone that's been in business 3 years?
Right.
How do you break, the barriers that you have in business, 500,000, $1 million, $3 million, $5 million? How do you, most business podcasts think that they talk like they're small business, but they mention dollars like 100 million.
Right.
Like most small business owners
are dealing with 100 million.
Don't understand 100 million.
Right.
But they can understand, hey, I'm going to do 750,000 this year. What do I do with that?
Right. That's great. You seem to have a genuine desire to perpetually give back and prevent others from hardship. Where does that come from for you personally?
My father's a pastor.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think it comes from that too. I'm still very involved in my church.
Okay.
And work a lot there too. And then I teach at Coastal Community College as well.
Okay.
And so I think it's that legacy.
Yeah.
What do I want to leave?
Right.
Who do I want to leave it to?
Mm-hmm.
And it should be beyond my family. It should be like and I believe this. I believe that we're created for a reason.
Yep.
And the Bible says
it.
And God created us, and He knew us before we were formed.
Right.
And so, what are we going to do with that? What do you do with the Creator of the universe saying you have a purpose?
Right.
And that can be blown up too.
Sure.
Meaning we can over-index.
Sure.
And I love motivation.
Right.
But I also am exhausted by motivation.
I understand.
I'm exhausted by someone telling me, if you do this, and this, how about just be the person that you're
right.
And whether that's for your family, and if you don't achieve the things that everyone's telling you need to achieve it, it's totally okay. Just be who God created you.
I love that. I really, really love that. So you've alluded to it in a couple of different ways, but what, you're nearing your end of life or you've gone on. What do you want Keith Glines' legacy to be?
He made his creator proud.
Awesome. I love that.
That my kids pursue their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That the companies that I've had impact of say he did it for good of society.
Yeah.
He did it the good of community, built community.
Right.
Because I think that's what we all are.
Right.
Community builders.
Right.
So what are you doing to build the community?
Yeah.
What are you doing to build? What are you doing to make? And this is going to sound cliche, but what are you doing to make the world better?
Right. Yeah, and I think if we really think about legacy, most of us probably don't remember our great grandparents.
No.
Right, and if we're lucky, we have some good memories with our grandparents. Right, but even then, most of us by our teenage years, that's gone. Right, and unless you're really forward thinking, you don't realize what you have before it's gone. Right, with spending time with them. Right, and so from my perspective, exactly what you're talking about for your family is that those values and those beliefs, whether it's scriptural or whether it's, personal or work-based or whatever it is, that's what moves down the generations, right? I mean, you talked about that with your grandfather and the work ethic.
Definitely so.
Yeah.
I would have, I mean, I would not be where I am today without someone to say, you can do it.
Right.
And I want to, you want to know about, like, that's what I want to be. I want to be the guy that says you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You, like with the founders at Hatch, I want to be the guy that looks at them and says, hey, I know you're going through a really hard time right now. And I know that deal didn't come. Right. And I know you didn't raise that money. But ball up your fist and move forward, and something good will come.
Yeah, and I mean, anecdotally, we see that around us, right? I mean, the currently, as we know it, the richest human being in the world right now is Elon Musk, and he's a polarizing figure, whether you agree with him or don't. But to your point, as the story he's told, he was down to his last few dollars when Tesla turned around.
Yep.
Right. And he had made, what was it, 100 million, couple hundred million from PayPal first.
Yes.
Right. And then sunk it into these businesses. And he was a thumbnail from it all going away.
Yeah, I would like to think if I made 100 million, I would be like, I'm done.
Keith, come on. There's something, the innovators, there's something different inside of them where they can't just do it and go sit on a beach somewhere.
That's right.
They have to keep doing it, right? Yeah. And I think, that's not to glamorize him or glorify him. That's why Elon has 5 or 6 different companies that I know of.
I'd love to know how that feels. I'd love to get to make that choice.
Nobody's asked my opinion, but he is built differently, and if you hear him talk, he doesn't do anything but that, which is a different story, right? Sure. But he's in some ways our Thomas Edison or Benjamin Franklin for this generation.
Definitely.
So that's fascinating. Well, Keith, I have really, really enjoyed our time together, and you've been so generous with your thoughts and ideas, and we'll definitely link Hatch to the podcast, and thank you so much again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Legacy and Leadership with David McKean, and you're able to take away at least one nugget that you can implement in your daily life. If you've got questions or ideas for future shows, please feel free to reach out to me. You can call me at 251-648-6461, or you can email me at legacyandleadershipgoal@gmail.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.